Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Lutfiah. I'm from TBI Class B with student registration number 23111200039. So, the topic that I choose is a political issue. So now I want to share my thoughts on a political issue that's been quite controversial lately in Indonesia. That is the revision of the 10E law. So basically, the government is planning to revise the law that regulates the Indonesian National Armed Forces or 10E. One of the most debated part of this revision is the idea that active military officer might be allowed to take up civilian positions like in ministries or government agencies without retiring first. So this brings up a lot of concerns for many people, especially when we think about Indonesian's history. If we look back during the New Order era, the military had a dual function. They were responsible not just for defense, but they also played a big role in politics and also in government. The era was marked by limited freedom and authoritarian leadership. After reformation in 1998, Indonesia worked really hard to separate the military from politics and build a more democratic system. That's why now allowing active officers to be involved in civilian roles again feels like a step backward. And in my opinion, this revision could be dangerous because it might blur the lines between military and civilian authority. Democracy works best when the military stays neutral and under civilian control. Because if soldiers start getting involved in politics again, it could reduce public trust, create conflict of interest, and even increase the risk of authoritarian practices returning. Uh, I'm not saying the military is not important. I mean, of course, they are important, but their job is to protect the country, not to run it. Civilian leadership should remain in charge of policies, development, and decision making. If there's a need for military input, it should come in a way that respects democratic boundaries. To me, this whole issue highlights why public awareness and participation matters so much. Big policy changes like this shouldn't just be decided by a few people at the top. Citizens, especially us, the young people like us, have the right to ask questions, give feedback, and also demand transparency. So, yeah, I think we really need to watch this issue closely. I mean, because democracy is something we all need to protect, not take for granted. So, I think that's all about my opinion about the topic that I chose, that is politics. For the next is my opinion of doing speaking practice via free discussion in the class. So, I think doing speaking practice via free discussion in the class is a very helpful and also enjoyable method because when we were given the chance to speak freely about different topics, I felt more relaxed. And also, I felt confidence to express my thoughts. It was different from just answering the questions or just repeating sentences. Because we could really explore our opinions and also listens to others' opinion too. And one thing I liked was the natural flow of conversation. It felt um, like a real communication, not just practice. And I also noticed that I learned a lot of new vocabulary from my classmates, and I became more aware of how to respond or ask questions in English. Even though sometimes I made some mistakes, I didn't feel judged. But but that motivated me to keep trying. So I think this method also made the class feel more interactive and fun. And I believe it helps us not only improve our speaking skills but also build stronger connection with our classmates. And overall, I really appreciate that this method was used in our class, and I think it's very effective for language learning. So, yeah, I think that's all the opinion that about the free discussion in the class. Thank you very much for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.